Oh, your old buddy Nick Wright's not surprised at all. Because when he was at Duke, said he was already a top 25 player in the NBA when he wasn't even in the NBA yet. But I do wonder, and I'm going to give you some unbelievable numbers, but let's pause those for a moment. I do wonder if my good friend and mentor, Chris Broussard, is surprised. Because this past August, I hadn't quite fleshed out my NBA player pyramid. Instead, I just had 3 NBA player tiers. We can show it to America from this past August. And I had the foresight, the wisdom, and the types of skills you would think you would want in an official NBA awards voter to say, Zion Williamson. That's the tier he's on. With Luka and Joel and Jokic. Sorry, Russ, you're not there anymore. And Dame. And my buddy Chris Broussard, a man that I've looked up to for my entire adult life, laughed at me, said I was way over my skis, way ahead of myself. Can't have Zion there. What are you thinking? He's played 23 games in his career at that point. So, Broussard, would you like to apologize to me? That's what I want to know.
As we used to say when I was growing up in Cincinnati, Ohio, hecky no. Nick, that was August of 2020. Okay? Let me ask you, keep the list up there. Was that a projection or was that current?
No.
Because if it was a projection,
right
I'd give you, okay,
no,
you're predicting Zion will be this good. Okay. But Russ, okay, it was then. Okay, at that point,
it was right then.
Zion was a 22.6 rebound guy on a losing team.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this year, he averaged 19 points a game over his first month. So stop it. At that time, August of 2020, he was not ahead of Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler Jason Tatum. I mean, Chris Paul. Stop it.
Yeah,
now, you
you're
trying to mix it.
He's a
If
monster.
that would have been a projection, I might have given you Zion, but you had other guys that didn't fit that.
No,
but no, I'm not ready
it was
to
right
apologize
then.
whatsoever.
He was being held back by coaches and teammates, and now he's fully unleashed. And now let's show America the jaw-dropping numbers, because the numbers are almost incalculable. Here, so let's just show me the first one, and we'll walk through it. Highest field goal percentage on at least 25 points per game. NBA history. Zion's got the highest. McHale, Barkley, Shaq, and Amari. That's 3 Hall of Famers and one guy whose career was shortened due to injury. All right, give me this one. Give me the 60% from the field. Most points per game ever. Zion's at the top of that list, along with 3 of the greatest players ever and one of the most underrated players ever in Kevin McHale. He is about to join this list. LeBron, Luka, and Kobe of guys who were all NBA in their second season. I'm sorry, by age 20 in the NBA. And so, Broussard, I just want to go back to you. Right now, Broussard, if there was an expansion draft, I think he goes either first or second overall. It's he and Luka. And it does not appear that any team has figured out how to slow him down. The points per game doesn't surprise me. The fact that he's doing it on almost 65% from the field is totally unprecedented. Totally unprecedented.
No, I'm with you. Even though I saw greatness for Zion, you obviously saw greatness for Zion. The way he's doing it, 65% shooting in February, 66% shooting in March. And the scoring doesn't surprise me because today, even though he's not a three-point shooter, today's NBA is built for him. Not that he wouldn't have been effective back in the day, but with the floor so spread, it is easier than ever to get to the paint. And then when you get there, there is not the resistance that there used to be. There's 1 or 2 guys, and with his power and athleticism, he can go over them. So the thing that is surprising, in addition to the field goal percentage, is that his point guard skills. And I'll give credit to the Pelicans. They saw that he had those types of skills out on the perimeter, handling the ball, passing the ball before the draft. But the fact that he's playing some point guard, he's not a point guard, don't get me wrong, but he handles it so well, he passes so well that it gives the New Orleans Pelicans another wrinkle. And then when he's coming up the court, kind of going downhill, it's impossible to keep him out of the paint. So he still got room to grow. We know he can add the perimeter shot, but defensively he's going to get better. And rebounding wise, I think he'll get better. He needs to get better there. But scoring the ball, it is virtually unprecedented.
Yeah. I'm not surprised that he's a star. I'm surprised how he's doing it. He's just bullying grown men. And that's the surprising thing. It's how he's doing it. He's getting into paint, and he's almost like I said 2 months ago, Shaquille O'Neal type body, and he has the skill set of Tyreek Hill. That's what we talked about right before the All-Star break. This dude is playing phenomenal. That era started then, and now he's taking it to a whole nother level. If you go back to high school and you could turn on the film, Spartanburg Day High School, this dude wasn't playing against anybody. Dunks all over the place. Just a freak athlete. Then he gets to Duke, plays 1 year, and it was iso ball and alley-oops. It was like, we don't know what to do with this kid. And finally, they figured it out down there in New Orleans, where it's like, hey, you're the point guard, you take the ball. That's what we talked about at the end of January. He's bringing the ball up court. He's the one that's leading the team. So they got to figure out what they're going to do with this guy and how they're going to build the team around him for the next years to come, because he is one of the premier basketball players on the planet right now, Nick. This dude is playing lights out. Sensational.
It's not projection. He's already one of the 15 best players in the league. Brandon, your point about him bullying grown men, I think, should be expanded on. When he was at Duke, he averaged 23 and 9 on 68% shooting. And everyone's like, okay, that is not even close to sustainable, right? 23 and 9 on 68%. In his last 23 games, he's 29 and 7 on 66%. He's doing what he did at Duke in the NBA. And Wiles, I feel like you think we might be getting ahead of ourselves. Right now, what forwards what front court guys in the league have been better than him this year? Giannis, LeBron, Kawhi? That's the list. He's going to be second team All-NBA.
I agree. And I don't want to be as you guys have the Zion parade, I don't want to be the guy with raining down rain on you guys, but they're 20 and 25.
God.
They're 5 and 5 in their last 10 games. They're 14 games behind the Jazz. I try to bring up a Mike Conley conversation. I get shot down. We don't talk about the Jazz. We don't talk about the Suns. They got one more win than the Bulls. So, I like Zion. I don't want to be painted in the corner. But Broussard, if he is this good, can we win a few games? I know Lonzo's out, but
hold on 1 second.
Few more games? Can we put up?
We had this discussion before the. We had this discussion before the All-Star break, and my exact words was the Zion Williamson era just begun. He wasn't playing like this. It's the last 15, 20 games, Wiles, where he's taking it to a whole nother level. So the reason why the wins aren't there right now is because he's just now playing like this.
And he's in the honeymoon period, Wiles. First few years, you're not going to win. LeBron didn't make the playoffs his first 2 years. We knew he was great his second year.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.